One of the hardest things about being a stacker or being an investor in anything, especially these days, is staying grounded in reality. Now, that doesn't mean your reality, your objective reality, the realities that affect you on a daily basis, because again, that is you seeing things through your lens. What I mean is staying grounded in the objective reality of the world at large, the world that we actually live in, all of us, not just, again, our own personal small little window of perspective. When you look at silver, stocks, gold, any asset, what's the point of having it, really? At the end of the day, what is the point of stacking? I mean, I guess technically the answer to that question can vary, right? Some of you want, capital appreciation. You want this silver to be worth more than what you paid for it. I think there's probably an inkling of all of us want that at some point. But there are people, certain stackers or, preppers that don't necessarily care about that. Again, this is just one more medium to meet their end, to protect them from, something that may or may not come down the line. But it's funny to me because when I think about silver, especially silver price, there's no objective reality to it. There's no rhyme or reason of why it goes up and down. Or at least there's nothing that you or I or the general public can really perceive and say, spot price is this because of this. That coupled with, again, a medium of exchange, a silver sales mechanism that's dominated by an oligopoly of a few companies. I mean, the online bullion dealers, how many of them are there really? They may go under different names, but many of them are owned by the same conglomerate. It's a really crazy environment. It's very different than stocks or crypto. Crypto, something like that, is extremely decentralized. To a fault, almost, in that there's a lot of risk because it's not centralized. And that's the funny part about, the different asset classes that, we all have access to, and the reasons that different people stack, right? Some people say, oh, well, I stack to get outside the system. Okay. Well, isn't crypto outside the system? Now we can go down conspiracy theory rabbit holes. Who knows? It may be true, but it's still a conspiracy theory until it's actually proven that, crypto was actually invented by some type of government entity. We don't know who Satoshi was, with Bitcoin, or is, or was, or if there is a Satoshi or was a Satoshi. Obviously there's plenty of theories of who this person was. Some pretty good ones too, with a fact-based approach to determining who that person is or was. But I mean, think about silver, think about gold. These are floating assets that, again, the price, ebbs and flows. Silver, an industrial metal, first and foremost. Again, the economy can be booming and silver price could be flat. Silver price was flat. Silver price has been flat for a long time before the pandemic. Again, when you talk to different stackers, you hear how much, oh, my stack is appreciated. It's doubled since I've owned it. Well, yeah, a lot of things have doubled. The price of fast food has doubled in the last decade. Does that mean that it was a good investment? Probably not. I mean, this is the environment that we live in. These are the people that you have to contend with when you're talking about, what is or isn't, a good place for your funds or a good occupation for your time. I mean, think about it. Stacking does take your time, right? Not only do you have to actually put your money into it, but you have to research what you're going to buy. You have to know, kind of what's what, at least generally. Same thing with stocks. I mean, so many people just buy, what they hear. And you don't think other, companies and investors take advantage of that kind of stuff? Absolutely they do. Absolutely they do. You don't think the computer algorithms that, move the market and move portfolios know what, what's on the minds of the general public? Absolutely they do. And they take advantage of it to make even more profit. Why isn't it the same thing with silver? Well, it probably is. And that's something that's not talked about. Something that's not brought to the attention. Silver is always kind of billed, especially by the hype artists, as this very benign, harmless medium that you can, protect yourself and, build your wealth and be your own bank. All of these, mantras that have been passed over time. Again, you watch people like Mike Maloney, who will sit there and tell you, that in ancient Babylon, the, so-and-so used silver and gold because blah, 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 blah. He doesn't tell you that, they also use salt to trade, or they use, again, you can use anything and tell, any story to fit the narrative. But really, like, at the end of the day, you have to be objective about it. And so much of that is missing in the stacking community. It's especially hard during the fear and FOMO times, which, these days they can make fear and FOMO out of anything. Oh my God, this mine closed down. Well, great. Now we're not going to be able to get silver. You better get yours before it's all gone. Oh my God, the government's coming out with Fed coin or Fed now or this or that. What does it have to do with silver and gold? Nothing. Nothing, except that it's a good marketing strategy to get you to spend your money on it. Again, every stacker is different. Every person's different. And what you're looking for from it, again, is going to be different. But when you get caught up and you're spending your hard-earned money and your hard-earned time in being a stacker, you have to make sure that you're actually realizing whatever it is you're looking to get out of it, whether that's capital appreciation, whether that's some sort of protection that's perceived or real. Again, if you don't know, why are you wasting your time being a stacker? Understand why you're doing it, and you're only going to benefit yourself.